Hey guys, I have a new knife review for you. Today we're going to be talking about the Columbia River Knife and Tool Companion Fixed Blade. This is the fixed blade version. There is also a folding version of this exact same pattern and knife. This is how it comes to you. Large black box like this. As you can see, it's kind of marketed towards the military a little bit, fair to say. In opening the box, you're going to find a spare sheath and some accessories, which I'll go over in just a minute. You're going to get a piece of paperwork here on carry options, which this knife has a lot of carry options on this knife. Of course, you're going to get your little, I love these, the little mini catalog for Columbia River Knife and Tool, what's in their current product line. I love these things. I wish all companies did this. Put that aside here. And of course, your actual knife in the second sheath. That's right, you get two sheaths with this knife, which is pretty cool. Let me take the knife out of the sheath here and put that aside with the other stuff. I'll talk about that in just a moment. And here's the actual knife. This is a medium, I would say medium to small fixed blade, the tactical variety. This knife, overall length is 8.56 inches, and the blade itself is 3.56 inches. Now, this blade steel on this knife is AUS 6M. Now, I know a lot of you guys aren't really into the the knife forms and all that other stuff. You're interested in knives, but you're not necessarily knife nuts. May not be familiar with the steel. However, you guys probably are familiar with AUS 8, AUS 8A, or most people just call it AUS 8. Same deal. But this is actually in the same family. It's a little bit on the softer side. So definitely, if you're going to get this knife and it's going to be a user, you need to know how to sharpen your knives. You need to touch this up quite a bit, especially if you're going to use it. But if you're buying knives for a collector piece, obviously that's not going to make a difference. This is a fully blacked out version of this knife. I would say a more common version of this knife has a bead blasted blade. Also, what you're going to see more often than the plain ones are the combo edge, where you have a run of plain edge here, up to about here roughly. Then you have a little patch of serrations towards the bottom. Now, this handle here is some kind of polypropylene or synthetic type material. I don't know exactly what it is offhand. I couldn't really find out on the site because this knife is actually discontinued. This is not in their current production line for Columbia River Knife and Tool. It will be a little bit harder to find, however, not impossible. I still found these, all over the internet. If you look for them, if you really want one, you could find them. Maybe not this specific version of it, but the bead blasted finish, or maybe a combo edge, or similar. Price, as far as price, these are originally between $30 and $50. I would imagine if you do find one on a website, it will be the same price. Overall, I'd say though, it's a pretty good knife for the money. There's a lot of stuff that has to compete with these days as far as pricing. Between $30 and $50, you have a lot of options for fixed blades. But I still really like this a lot. And what kind of sets this knife apart from other knives are just all the different carry options you have with this, and I would say ergonomics. The ergonomics on this knife is fantastic. You can see that handle, huge finger trailer here. You have a flat portion here, and then it kind of curves up. For my hand, which I would say is between medium and large, it fits perfectly, like a glove. I mean, that finger trailer is very, very comfortable, and my three fingers here, obviously, as you can see, fit perfectly in that space. Now, if you have really large hands, I don't know, that design feature coming up like this might be kind of annoying, to be honest. If you have smaller hands, then not an issue whatsoever, because your three fingers will just be riding up a little bit more. But if you have really large hands and find it's hard for you to find gloves and stuff like that, the ergos on this might interfere with your hands a little bit. If I turn it this way, you can see the profile. It's what's called as a palm swell, when you have a kind of contoured handle like this, and as you go up towards the palm area, it swells out a little bit. It fills out your hand. It just makes for a more comfortable knife. You're going to find that in a lot of knives, and people tend to not really notice that too much, but it is something to consider when you have contour in this way, as opposed to just looking like this. If you look at the profile of it, you can see that it will fit in your hand very nicely. Also, in the reverse grip, same deal. With my hand, this just feels very, very comfortable. Really, really nice. The actual handle scales on here, because this is full tang, This is one solid piece of metal all the way down to the butt end, and then you just have two thin handle slabs on here. But these handle slabs are thin. They made them as thin as they could. I actually like that. It really depends on the knife. Sometimes I'll like a knife that has a lot of bulk in the handle, gives me a lot of hold on to. But with this one, I like how they're thin. It just kept the material down, kept the weight down, I guess, as much as I could have. Because this is full tang, it's not going to be really light. And actually, I have a scale here. Let me measure this, or weigh this, I should say, because I do not know the weight on this. I can tell you, it's you know, for a fixed blade, it's kind of light in my opinion from what I've held. But let's see here. Let me get my scale set up here. I want ounces. So let me go right to ounces. And then let me clear it, get to 0. There we go. And let's weigh it. And it is, let me bring in here a little bit if I can, 6.38 ounces, which is really not bad at all for a fixed blade, to be honest. A little over 6 ounces, not too bad at all. Let's try it with the sheath. And this is the sheath all done up, ready to carry. It's got the belt clip on and everything. Let's see what the full weight is here. Let's make sure we're back at 0. Yep. Put this on here. With the sheath, we're looking at 8.64 ounces. So again, still in my opinion for this size fixed blade, not too bad at all. Not too shabby. So let me shut that off there. Yeah, but you know, overall, this is it's not a very large fixed blade. In my opinion, this would still be, like I said, medium to a small category as far as what's out there and what's available to you. Having a blade that's just a little over 3.5 inches. Now, this is kind of where my critique comes in. In my opinion, of course, this is just my opinion, but if you have to go fixed blade, why go small? I mean, for example, let me show you that Benchmade Deja Vu that I've been carrying. Okay, this has a longer blade, so you have more cutting power with this, and it's a lot lighter. Okay, you know, and with this knife here, I have just a simple pocket clip, so it's very easy to carry. I throw it in my pocket, super easy. When you have a fixed blade that's the size of a folding knife, in my opinion, it's kind of redundant. Now, it's not good for all situations. I mean, there's certainly a market for these, and there's definitely a lot of uses for this size fixed blade. And a fixed blade, nothing beats a fixed blade as far as strength. I mean, this thing is a workhorse. Not to say this knife isn't, but any folding design is going to have its setbacks. You know, I mean, this is a liner lock. It's a strong knife. But let me tell you, if you really, really put this to work, I mean, more than what most of us use a knife for, but if you really put it to work, there's a chance it could fail on you. However, this won't fail. A full tang fixed blade, it just won't fail on you. The only thing that'll fail is the blade not being sharp. In which that case, you know, it's useless as a knife. But anyway, that's just kind of, it's hard because you do have setbacks. You do have pros and cons between folders and fixed blades. And in my opinion, fixed blades generally are going to be larger. You know, it's hard. It's hard to carry a fixed blade on you. I mean, over the years, I've tried carrying all different fixed blades, all different sheath options, and they're just bulky. You know, it's hard to carry. So, in my opinion, that's why I prefer folding knives, and that's why you see a lot of my videos aren't folding knives, because I find them just a little bit more useful, a little bit easier to carry. But just my opinion. But anyway, if you are into fixed blades, this is certainly a nice one to have, and for the price range, definitely worth finding it. So let's talk about all those carry options. You do have two sheaths here. I'll move this paperwork out for a second and show you what the knife comes with. This is your backup sheath. This is actually the in the waistband sheath. Okay, I'll explain that in just a second. You also get a piece of cord, okay, with the knife, and a ball chain necklace. Okay, so you have the option to wear this also as a neck knife if you want to go that route. So let me open up the paperwork here and show you how Columbia River Knife and Tool envisions this knife being carried. Of course, you do have tons of different options, like I just explained. You have the neck carry, if you want to go that route, to have it as a neck knife. You have the ball and chain, which you would just use the multi-purpose sheath here, and you would loop your ball chain necklace through these 2 holes, which I currently have a string in, which I'll explain in a little bit. Piece of that cord, I mean. You can carry this horizontally on the belt. Any fashion, left side of your body, right side of your body. You can carry it. Let's see, and put this in the sheath here. You can carry it in this position here, horizontally, or you can carry it in this position here. You have a lot of different options on here. Now, as you see here, this is where the inside the waistband sheath comes. And I'll be honest, if I were to actually carry this knife and I didn't carry the gun that I carry, I would use this option to carry it in the waistband like this. It's actually the most comfortable way that I found to carry fixed blades, as opposed to having the sheath external. And it's just as you see there, the actual sheath will be tucked in behind your pants. Okay, and the only thing that's exposed besides the knife is the belt loop. As you can see here, the belt loop will be exposed. And that's really the best, in my opinion, the best way to carry a fixed blade like this. However, you know, because I do carry my gun, that's my right side, takes up a lot of room. So I wouldn't carry the gun and this knife. That's why I do use folders. But anyway, as you can see there, you do get this this belt clip on here, which works great. It's very easy to get on, and once it's on, you can see it's hooked on the bottom, so it catches your belt. So if you go to draw, you know, in any direction, if you go to draw your knife out, you're not going to take the whole sheath with you. It's going to catch on your belt, and it's going to allow you to draw that knife right out of the sheath. But as you see here, I have this mounted in a horizontal position, but you can mount it right here with these 2 holes for vertical carry, just like that. As far as horizontal, there's holes on both sides, so you can carry on your right side if you want, or you can flip it around for your right side, so to have it in this position here. I guess if you wanted to draw with your left hand, you can wear this on the left side of your body if you wanted. How I have it set up right now, though, as I was just saying, is that I have it on horizontally. And what I did was I took a piece of that cord, which was included with the knife, and I cut a small little piece of it. As you can see there, I just put 2 simple little notches, or excuse me, not notches, 2 little knots, okay, so that this wouldn't pull through. So now if I wanted to, I would feed my belt through this point here on the belt clip, and then feed the front part of my belt through the loop. Okay, so that would keep the front part of the knife from moving on my belt, and it would be carried in the horizontal position like so. So it's just, you have a lot of options with this. This is the, like I said, the inside the waistband sheath. So you can see here, if you wanted to carry this actually on your left side of your body too, you would probably want to use this sheath. There's no frills on this, no holes or anything drilled or tapped or anything. So it's just simple. It doesn't get caught up getting in and out of your pants. So those are your carry options. A lot of options here. 2 sheaths, which is awesome. They give you the cord, of course, and the ball and chain necklace. So you can't beat that. That's actually probably the most accessories I've ever seen with a single knife that comes stock with the knife. I mean, if you buy this knife, every single one is going to come with this stuff. So that's definitely a cool feature there. Let's see what else. It's very, very comfortable, as I said. Blade's nice, but you're going to need to know how to sharpen it. It is a softer steel. It's definitely, with use, it's definitely going to dull pretty fast on you. I do want to talk about the jimping a little bit. A lot of different people here on YouTube who make nice knife reviews. They focus on jimping, specifically Nut and Fancy. I am a fan of his videos, if you guys are wondering. He does a great job with what he does, but he also talks about jimping a lot, okay, because he makes the point that, you know, if you're going to throw it there, you might as well make it functional, all right? I mean, it's not just aesthetic. I mean, it's there for a reason. It's to keep your hand from pushing forward. And I have to say, the pattern of different jimping is what really makes the difference. And different companies do it different ways, and sometimes it's different within the same company, just on different models. But I want to take you in a little closer with that jeweler's loop and show you the pattern here. This is extremely functional, and it's just a triangle pattern, as you can see there. Don't mind the you know, scratches and dirtiness of the blade. And I gotta wipe that off. Of course, because I'm showing you this, I gotta kind of wipe it off, all the dust there. But anyway, I'm coming close. As you can see there, it's just a simple triangle pattern. Okay, very much like a saw. The top is flat. Let me get this in focus for you. There you go. So it makes for an acute tip there, which really digs into your thumb. I mean, this thing, this is how it's done. This is a great jimping pattern. I mean, when you put your thumb in there, it locks in place. It's not moving. Between the oversized finger troll you have here and this very functional jimping, you could stab into pretty much anything and your hand's not moving. I mean, your hand's going to stay you have a very solid grip on this knife. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of go over that real quick. There are all different kinds of cut patterns into the spines that different companies do, and some are more useful than others, but they all generally are there for the same purpose, and that's to keep your fingers and hands from moving when using the knife. So, overall, I really like this knife. Like I said, if you could find it, I would snatch one up. Again, just keep in mind if you if you're going to get this knife and you're going to use it, you do need to touch up the blade quite often. If it's going to be a collector's piece for you, not an issue whatsoever. Don't worry about it. If you're not using a knife, which is totally fine. A lot of people like knives to collect them, and I can see that. That's totally cool. In that case, this would be even better for you. If you're not going to use it and just going to buy it for a collection piece, even better. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit hard to find. It's discontinued, so keep your eyes peeled for them. Like I said, this is the fixed blade version, as you can see, obviously. However, there are folding versions of this knife, which are also pretty good. I happen to find the folding versions to be a little bit bulky, in my opinion, though. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.